Where can you buy One Piece TCG cards at? Going from packs to cases to just singles themselves. I've seen a lot of comments in my comment section asking, where can we actually buy these cards at? So in today's video, that's where we'll be going over all of the best places to buy these cards, along with potential scans from the websites and stores you're buying from as well, because each of them have their pros and their cons for sure. So if you like videos like this, please hit that subscribe button and maybe consider liking as well so we can push this video out in the algorithm. And let's go ahead and start off with our first little take here first, which is kind of just covering what is MSRP. You need to know what MSRP is, especially if you're looking to buy the most recent set. So let's take OP 13 for example. Now if this is OP 14, OP 15, EB sets, PRB sets, any other box is different in the future, go look at the MSRP for those products as well, because this information will still apply when those boxes come out in the future. OP 13 for example, it is $4.99 per pack. If we go over here to our Excalibur here, that would mean that it's around $120 per box you would buy MSRP, and around $1,440 per case if you want to buy a full case of these, which is 12 boxes within a case. So this is information you should definitely know before going to any of these websites and buying boxes from those websites, because most of the websites we're talking about will have an upcharge. You just need to know how much you're actually getting upcharged. Obviously, whatever's in the box has a big thing to do with the value, but the closer you can get these boxes to MSRP, the better. And a few more resources that I use to track the market value or market price of boxes and stuff like that would be something like tcgplayer or even Card Trader as well, to track to see how much of these boxes are actually being sold for. So for example here, OP 13 is currently at a market value of 183. I do feel like that is hella high. We just saw a massive increase of it over the past couple days. Maybe the scalpers are buying them up and trying to up the prices, push the prices. And essentially what both the tcgplayer and Card Trader are, they basically have just a bunch of vendors on their website selling boxes, cases, everything like that. So you can get a pretty good overview on like what most people are selling their stuff for. So you can see if you're getting a better deal if you go to another website or a worse deal on other websites. I wouldn't necessarily say buy your products off of tcgplayer or Card Trader. I would just use it as a decent baseline to start off with. The pros with both tcgplayer and Card Player is that I have ordered multiple boxes from these websites before and they've always come in. There's never been an issue with that. They've always been sealed. The one pitfall I would make sure to kind of stray away from here is especially like these right here, like where it says 6 booster pack bundle. Definitely would stay away from these. Now, why I would stay away from these, and we'll touch on this later on the video when I get to another shop we're going to talk about, but why I stick away from these loose packs is because what some vendors will do, will open packs, get the hits from the packs, and basically just sell all the dead packs. So let's say they have a box, they open it up, they get their 2 alt arts, they know there's not going to be any hits in the rest of the box, maybe a gold Don there, who cares, right? They're going to sell the rest of those packs as singles. So basically, they're just selling you the dead packs. They already have all the value from the box anyways. That's why I try to stay away from buying any loose singles off of tcgplayer, or even buying these sleeve boosters from tcgplayer, because those can be weighed. And if you're buying them from a vendor like this, they could weigh them out and send you the lighter sleeve boosters, knowing that there won't be a hit inside. So please make sure you're aware of that before buying off of tcgplayer. Now the boxes, I think you can buy them from here. They're just probably a little bit overpriced. Another thing about tcgplayer, you can also take these tcgplayer prices to your local card shops as well, which we'll touch more on later in the video, but this will give you a decent baseline, like I said, for when you're shopping at local card shops as well. You can also track the price of singles from these websites as well to kind of see what the market value of cards are currently going for. Obviously, there's some times where it's inflated, like recently we just saw a huge spike and huge selling off of a lot of like manga rares. So just look at some of these cards, how many are sold within a day. Like if you see like a mass sell-off of cards, then probably someone's buying it out and manipulating the market. Hopping into our next few places where you can buy cards at: Target, Walmart, GameStop. These are all places you can buy these from as well. I will say GameStop, overpriced for sure, and a lot of these things you can't purchase online. You would need to go into the store to actually buy these boxes. So, you know, like this right here, honestly, a really good deal. Like if you can find this in one of your stores, an absolutely insane deal considering they're selling it for $199. And right now, the current value for that box, based off of tcgplayer and Card Tracker, this box is currently sitting at a market value of like $600. Insane. So that's why I say use Card Tracker and tcgplayer as a measuring stick for when you see other box. Because if you see a box for $199 that's like this, then you could either, you know, rip the box, which I rip every steel product I have, or you could save it and sell it and make some more money off of it that way if you wanted to, you know, invest that money in other boxes and doing that too. So either way you do, always use that as a tool to measure out prices. But the only real pitfall with GameStop is usually all their products are overpriced, in my opinion. Now, Walmart and Target normally won't be listing their singular blisters online. So like their sleeve packs, they won't be listing them online, but you can normally go into the store and buy them. So if you have a Walmart or Target nearby, check those places out. You can usually get the best deals for packs at those places because they are all MSRP packs. If you didn't have access to buy a full booster box, you could buy 24 packs and it would be the same exact price as a booster box. Now, what I will say are these sleeve boosters are not mapped. And what I mean by mapped is if you buy a booster box, you're guaranteed at least 2 hits, potentially 3 hits within the box. If you buy sleeve boosters, you are not guaranteed that at all. All 24 packs could have a hit, or every pack you buy could be a miss and not get any SRs or anything. So do keep that in mind when you're buying these sleeve boosters. Another little pitfall as well is people will go and weigh packs. And I saw in my last video, people saying like, why would you bring up like weighing packs and stuff like that? You're just giving the scalpers and the scumbags more ammunition to use this within stores and putting that knowledge out there. Like, the people that were going to do that are already knowing how to do that for the most part. Like there's probably some here and there that don't, but do definitely be aware of that people can go in and weigh these packs as well to make sure they're getting the hit for themselves, which could leave you with nothing. Now, I will say, probably most of the time, they're not weighing packs out. I know Target generally is really strict about weighing packs. Walmart, from what I've seen, is a lot less lenient on that, so keep that in mind. Now, hopping back into the online-facing business of this, there's actually some pitfalls with this as well, and that is going to be third-party vendors. If we take a look at One Piece TCG cards here, you'll see a plethora of packs here. You'll even see Japanese packs here, but one thing I want to note here, always go over to your filter and make sure you're going to sold by and then Target. This will give you everything that is sold by Target themselves and not third-party vendors. And as you see here, there is not much on the market here for One Piece TCG cards, okay? So this is realistically what you can buy. You can buy a Devil Fruit here. Walmart, the same story. They're going to have all of these things listed here, like all these different packs and stuff listed here. These are way over market value in my opinion. And like I said, you use TCG Player as a tool. If you want to make sure you're only seeing what Walmart's selling, select a retailer, select Walmart, and you can see there. You can buy the Devil Fruit Collection Volume 2, you can buy the Devil Fruit Collection Volume 3, you can even buy starter decks, and usually all of these are for MSRP. You can also go to Amazon as well and purchase some of these boxes. A lot of these boxes, or 90% of these boxes, are not going to be sold by Amazon themselves. Obviously, be smart with your purchases. How many reviews do the users have? What do the boxes look like? Like me personally, would I be buying a box that looks like this, that looks nothing like the actual box itself? Probably not. Amazon will usually back up your purchases, so if you don't get what you actually ordered with this, then you can usually get a refund. So just make sure you're using the correct websites, which we'll talk more about, which we'll touch more on in a second here when buying these boxes, and make sure the boxes look legit before you buy them. And same thing can be said with eBay here as well. You can buy One Piece TCG booster boxes here and cases as well, and just verify before you buy these boxes. First of all, verify with TCG Player to see what the market value is for these boxes, see what the MSRP is for these boxes, and then gauge your purchase based off of that. Now, these are probably going to be staying pretty consistent with whatever TCG Player prices are, but if you want to check what the average box is selling for, the average thing is selling for on eBay, you can actually set a filter by show only sold items, and then it'll load up basically everything that is sold. So this OP12 booster box sold for $107. This OP12 case sold for $1,100, which is way under MSRP, which is super nice. You also have double packs as well, but you can essentially see what everything is selling for each one of these boxes here to kind of see where the market's currently at with the product you're trying to buy. You can also do it with singles here as well. Really, I would say like graded cards is like the main thing you would use eBay for, but that's just the basic breakdown of eBay. If you have problems with eBay, you can usually get your money back pretty easily, especially if you get scammed on a purchase. Now let's hop into some more of the sketchy stores, right? And these are the online stores. If you just search up buy OP TCG boxes, now a lot of these stores will be overseas, like this one right here, TCG Republic. They're an overseas stores, meaning you will have to pay extra money in terms of like shipping and customs and tariffs and stuff like that. If you're trying to import them into the US, obviously, if they're in your country, then you won't have to do that. But the number one thing I look for on these websites, it's if you scroll down to the bottom of the website, you can look at the bottom of what payments they accept. If I do not see PayPal here, I do not purchase. The reason why I say look for PayPal is because every single time I purchase something from PayPal and it's been a scam, they have always backed me in refunding my money. Not to say this 100% of the time that'll happen, but I feel much safer purchasing online when it is with PayPal. Not an ad, by the way. I really don't recommend purchasing off a website without using PayPal. And I actually tested this theory with going to something like 88 Card Warehouse. I did find that they have like a social media page and like team members and stuff like that, or like I guess people they sponsor. I did order a box of OP14 a couple weeks ago. It said it would ship out sometime in November. Still has not shipped back. We'll say I did send them an email. They said that they haven't got their box in from customs. I will update you with a community post if I ever get this box in or I don't get the box in to pass this website on the scale of this. All I know is as of right now, not a very good review for me. Don't really recommend ordering off 88 Card Warehouse right now, or really any website that doesn't have PayPal on it. Because I haven't gotten the cards from them, and it's been over a couple of weeks now. They did message back, like I said, but still haven't gotten it back. There's actually one final place I want to talk about, guys, and that is the TikTok shop. Now, there is one pitfall with a TikTok shop, which we're going to cover in a second here. But the reason I recommend TikTok shop, I'm not gonna lie, I have ordered a lot of boxes from TikTok shop, and you know, I've gotten hits from some of these boxes. Some of these I haven't got like really good hits from, but I have gotten hits from these boxes. The reason I recommend though, the coupons actually can make these boxes a bit cheaper than anywhere else a lot of the time. The pitfall though, we need to talk about this, is if we go to any of these booster boxes here, let's talk about the pitfall number one. Let's go here to Pillars of Strength. You'll see $59. Oh yay, yippee! 6 packs of Pillars of Strength. So don't recommend buying singles like I mentioned before. Number two, if you look at this right here, this has alt art, SEC, or better. So basically they'll open packs until you get one of these hits. And they charge you a certain amount of money for these hits, right? So you get an SR or better here. So you're paying $20 until you hit an SR, which, come on, that's crazy. And then 47, which you're not going to make your money back from that. So stand there, just be smart with your money. Number three is make sure the person selling the box is a gold star seller. Look at their reviews, how many have they sold, everything like that. Well, like, just see if they're a good vendor to buy from. Now, another thing I want to say here is if it says rip live or ship sealed, being a content creator, you usually want to make the best content for your audience. And what is the best content for opening packs? Obviously getting the hits. Think about this logically, and it's not the right thing to do, but if we think about it, what would be the best way to provide content to the viewers watching your live stream when opening packs? Obviously getting the hits. And every case you buy of One Piece is mapped. So let's say you get the majority of the hits. I'm not going to sit here and say that the box won't have a hit in it, right? But let's say they've pulled manga rares and stuff. You're probably, if you get it ship sealed, 9 times out of 10, if in my brain, you're probably not getting a manga rare from one of these boxes, especially if they're doing live rips. Not to say that it's impossible, and if they have integrity, that they will not do that. But I don't like giving online vendors the benefit of the doubt of this. All I say is that there are pretty good deals here most of the time, especially for like pre-order deals and stuff like that. You can find a pretty decent deal on TikTok shop. So do keep that in mind when you're ordering these packs from TikTok shop. I don't think it's a bad shop because I've never been scammed from TikTok shop, and I've ordered multiple boxes from TikTok shop, and I've actually gotten pretty decent hits. Like this manga event Divine Departure and this SP Bang Beckman. So I'm not going to sit here and say that everyone's like that. Just be mindful if you were to order a box off a TikTok shop with a live audience. Just make sure they have a lot of reviews and see what the reviews are. Maybe someone said they pulled a manga rare from one of these, but I don't know. Just do your research before buying. A quick little editor's note here. One more thing with the TikTok shop I'd like to mention is go check out their live stream. If they're live streaming, see what packs they're opening the most of. Are they opening a majority of One Piece TCG packs, or are they barely opening One Piece TCG packs and mainly just doing Pokemon packs or another anime-based game, TCG, right? That could also help you determine whether you think that, oh, are they, you know, just sending us the boxes that don't have the hits in them, or because if the majority of the content they do is all based around like Pokemon, then they're probably not doing that or doing that as much because their main focus is Pokemon, and probably not many people are ordering the One Piece things. But that's all that I have to mention on that. And then the final topic we need to talk about today is local card shops. I think that local card shops generally are the best place to buy your boxes from. First of all, you're supporting a local community or supporting your local card store, right? Great. Number two of this as well, usually you can find better deals. Me, for example, whenever OP 13 released, I got 4 boxes of OP 13 for $100 a piece under MSRP. Now, I did go to another card store and they were selling them for $170 a piece. So do your research there. But overall, I do feel like local card stores are probably the best way to go with, and they're probably not going to scam you out of the boxes because all their boxes are usually right there, and like they're just selling them to each and every customer. So it's all kind of randomized as it should be. They're probably not weighing the boxes. They're probably not weighing the boxes as well. They're probably not weighing the packs as well. They're probably taking the packs and putting in there. Obviously, it is something that can happen if they're, you know, just have single packs there, but usually with local card stores, they're not going to be doing that. So I always recommend going to local card stores and at least seeing what they have before going online and purchasing to see what their prices are and everything like that. You can also get it day one as well. You don't have to wait a couple days for shipping and stuff like that. And the final thing I guess I should mention here is that you cannot buy any of these boxes or anything directly from Bandai themselves unless you have a Bandai store nearby, like a Bandai card store. You can't buy any of these boxes directly, cases directly. The only way you can actually buy a case directly or like for MSRP is going to be if you know the card shop owner, or if you know like a distributor. That's really the only way you can get those. Other than Amazon, Target, Walmart, and GameStop, you can't buy cases from them, but you can buy cases from eBay. You can buy cases from tcgplayer, Card Trader, and any of the online websites that we mentioned. Like I said, just make sure it's PayPal if you're going to any of their online card store. Use tcgplayer and Card Trader as your guide. Use MSRP prices to see, you know, what the difference between MSRP is and what the market value is, and try to find something in the middle there to make sure you're getting yourself a good deal. Anyways, guys, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy videos like this. Like, if you've made it to this point in the video, please subscribe and like the video so we can get this video pushed out to more people. I really appreciate you guys' support. We've already hit 500 subscribers. That's crazy. Growing fast as heck, and I really appreciate you guys. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, bye-bye.